Hello, this is Mrs. Wyland. Today we will learn about box and whisker plots. Please take a moment to read through the objective. You may need to pause this to fully understand what it says. Now let's go on to some notes. For a box and whisker plot, it contains 6 key pieces of data: the range, the lower extreme, also known as the minimum, the first quartile, also known as the lower quartile, the median, the third quartile, also known as the upper quartile, the upper extreme, also known as the maximum. Here to the right we have an example with it labeled. That's very important. You may need to refer back to that. The very first step you must do is to order the data that's been given. The median, or the middle quartile, divides the data into a lower half and an upper half. The lower half of this example is over here, and the upper half of this example is over here. The median of the lower half is the lower quartile, also known as the first quartile. The median of the upper half is the upper quartile, also known as the third quartile. Let's do an example. Here's an example. These data points here are temperatures here in St. Louis over 16 days. Step 1 is to order the data. I've ordered it here from least to greatest, 15 to 50. Step 2 is to fill in the following pieces of data. First, you find the range by taking the upper extreme, or the maximum number, and subtracting the lower extreme, or the minimum number, in this case 35. The lower extreme and the minimum is listed here, and the upper extreme and the maximum is listed here. Then, in order to find the next thing you should fill in is the median. The median is the very middle number. In this case, it is 30. After you've found the middle number, you can look at the lower half of your data. In this case, we would be comparing 8 data values: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In order to find the first quartile, you want to find the middle number. In this case, our middle number is 22 and 26. In order to find our middle number, we need to find the average of that. 22 plus 26 divided by 2 is 24. So our first quartile here is 24. Then to find our third quartile, again, we have 8 pieces of data to look at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We take those 8 pieces of data and we find the middle number. In this case, it is 32.5. The last step is to graph the data. We are going to graph it by using Core Math Tools. Click on Data Analysis. You will then be given a spreadsheet. Using the data in our example, let's plug those data values into our first column, column A. So we have 20, 15, 45, 33, 19, 30, 31, 32, 31, 30, 26, 34, 50, 22, 29, and 30. Let's double check and make sure. Yep. Alright, now what we can do is click on this icon that looks like a box and whisker plot. It says Show Box Plots. By clicking on that, go ahead and choose column A, and it now gives us an actual box and whisker plot of the data that we just plugged into this program. And by clicking on the very first icon with that little eye, it says Show Summary Statistics. If you click on that, it gives you what we actually came up with, which in this case shows us right here our range. Here it tells us our minimum, which is 15, which we got our minimum is 15. This is the first quartile, which is 24, our median, which is 30, and our third quartile also gives us our maximum. It also talks about the sample standard deviation and the sample variance. Anyways, hopefully this helps you better understand how to create a box and whisker plot.